there, it's Vanessa, co-founder of Property Tribes Forum, and you're watching Property Tribes TV, where we're going to have a little chat now about how the web can be a landlord's friend. And I'm joined by somebody who is very well qualified to talk about this with me, and that's John Corey, who is a landlord and investor himself, but also has so much experience of the web. In fact, just tell us briefly your connection with the web.
Let's go back in time, 1982. I graduated with a degree in computer science and moved to Silicon Valley. And I was working for Hewlett-Packard. I was one of the people that wrote what's HP's Unix standard originally, which is what got them into the Unix market. I was paid to be online by HP with internally. There's some of the people we know today, like a friend from way back is Node 1 in the internet. This is 12 years before there was a web browser.
Oh, how exciting. You were right at the beginning.
I worked at Next Computer. Next Computer was selling a particular computer. Tim Berners-Lee wanted to buy one. His boss said, "You need to give me a project." He said, "Well, how about if I do this sort of hypertext link thing?" And that became the web. If you go to Tim's book, you'll see that he created the project of justify buying the machine for the company I was working at. So yeah, there's a whole slew of history. Friend is a co-founder of LinkedIn. He was a graduate student when I first met him, or something like this. So I was there back before. It was when we had,
back in the day.
We had stone, and you chiseled out the stone.
So obviously, I'm very passionate about the social web. I co-founded Property Tribes with my husband Nick, which is obviously an online community. I'm a great believer in sharing. I'm a great believer in using the web to connect people and reach out. And we use the web quite creatively. I think we have Twitter handles for our holiday lets, so they can say what's going on in their world. But how do you think that so many landlords say to me, "But what would I be interested in social media for?" Where do you see the value for landlords?
The value for the landlords might not be the value for a person. Okay, there are some people who fail to get things. They're a little slow on the uptake. The nice thing about Twitter, the web in general, Property Tribes as a forum in particular, is you can sort of, what I'll say, narrowcast. You can send out a message to an audience that actually probably has an interest in what you're saying. But you don't have to predetermine that in advance. I can put something up now and it can be seen a year from now. Or I can say something on Twitter today that someone else comments on because we have a shared interest, but we've never met. So it's a great way of walking into sort of a crowded room, finding the people who have common interests, and having conversations that you want to have with people who share your passion. The phrase you've used before, like minds. It's this idea that for whatever reason you have interest in certain things and you'd like to spend some time talking to people that have the same interest. I also personally like the asynchronous behavior where I might have some time to look right now through my iPad or something, put some comment up, and then someone else who's 6 hours from now has time, they can comment. There's a recent discussion with a guy who's based in Hong Kong. It's on Property Tribes, and I've known him from some other forums. I actually suggested he come to Property Tribes because though I don't agree with his viewpoint on certain ways that he sees the marketplace, I do enjoy the dialogue, and I find it sharpens my thinking to be challenged and try to make a cogent statement about what I'm thinking and forces me to be more sort of articulate. And then Nathan and some of these others will say, "Well, what about this? What about that?" And then, like I saw Nick, your husband's Nick, on Twitter today, and he left a link to something else, and it was a sort of a net etiquette type discussion about flame wars versus can we stay on topic and discuss the meat of the subject and not the personalities.
So I think for landlords as well, we were talking in our other video that we should treat property as a business. Business intelligence helps you stay ahead of the game, and I think that we can all learn so much by sharing information and sharing strategies, and like creating a kind of hive mind, if you like, that we can all tap into. And that's one of the main benefits I get from being on the social web, is just learning and keeping on almost the bleeding edge of what's going on.
Well, maybe to extend that a bit, I don't have enough time in the day to read all the different possible sources of information. I don't necessarily know all the different markets that I might in the future have an interest in, or there's a particular legal topic or a particular accounting topic. And the idea that you can actually have a discussion with experts or people who know that market, it makes it so much easier to be sort of current and to eliminate the things you don't know, because those are the blind spots that can really harm you. Well, if you say something in a more public environment and there are people there that actually know about it, they'll, oh, well, what about this? What about that? Or they'll say, you could do that, but it's going to have the following problem. And it saves a lot of time, a lot of energy.
I agree.
It's a bit too, it favors me when I'm being lazy in that I don't have to travel to a meeting. I can just sort of take 5 or 10 minutes, get into a bit of a dialogue, and then move on to something else.
And people always say to me, oh, it just takes too much time. And like you just said, I actually find it saves me time, and I don't have to repeat myself. And clearly, we're on video now, and I think video is a tremendous way forward. And some of the things that we've used video for is we've created videos.
That's where you and I are slightly disagree in that I'm a text-based guy. It's partly my age.
Right.
I came from the text only, and I sort of want to quickly scan things, and I haven't quite gotten into the video, but I like it for certain things. If I want a how-to, or look at this, it's great.
Yeah, but if you think for like a holiday let for marketing, it can work really well.
Or if someone wants to do a redevelopment project and they're saying, here's the property now, here's the types of things we're going to do. We're going to rip out these cabinets, we're going to put in this new bathroom. Here's the before and after. Video is great, particularly if you're investing in a distance.
Yeah.
I just do the 20-something age group that everything's video and nothing's text. I haven't internalized that yet.
But for somebody if somebody's watching this, clearly they're already on the web, because otherwise they won't be seeing this. And it's great that we can all have our own YouTube channel, for instance. But what would be your advice when landlords are just thinking of starting out on the social web? What would you recommend the first steps they take?
I mean, to use a cliche, be a troll. Just read a lot and sort of get a pace, get a sense of the conversations and who the personalities are. You start to spot the domain experts, the people that actually know a particular subtopic, and you'll watch the ebb and flow of the conversations.
And you can choose whose information you like and who you find a valuable source.
Also, what I really do like, especially as I have a bit more experience, is I like it when new people ask questions. I really like when they put up what maybe they say is a newbie or a naive question. It's like, no, it's great. When it's much more fun for me to respond to a question than it is to sort of try to lead a conversation. So if a new person says, well, I don't know what to offer, it's like, offer questions.
Well, somebody asking a powerful question can, really spark a fantastic discussion.
Exactly, and it's all about the discussion and getting it going, and the question's key.
And we can all learn.
That's right.
All right, well, thank you very much for those insights, John. That's John Corey, and you can see his contact details on the screen now. And thank you for watching Property Tribes TV.